Alright, so to those of you that are unaware, I did a breakdown between Jason and Liu Kang, and I broke down different attributes like strength, durability, AP, so on and so forth, and I broke down who exactly I think would win. In said YouTube short, I'd given the following traits to Jason. I'd given him strength, endurance, stamina, durability, speed, and abilities. Well, I gave abilities to both men, right? And as far as Fire God Liu Kang, I'd given him combat, experience, IQ, combat speed, battle IQ, AP, destructive capability, DC. Like I said, abilities go to both of them. Feats and agility. So I have Liu Kang beating Jason 10-6.
What's wrong with you, dog? What's wrong with you?
Alright, so as far as the stats I gave Jason, these ones are pretty straightforward. Jason being able to lift up and tip over cars casually. Now we're talking about base. Jason Voorhees is not Uber Jason. Even though in my opinion, Liu Kang smokes that version of Jason as well.
Yeah. Cut the shit off, bro.
I gotta
cut the shit the fuck off.
But I digress. Endurance, you know, he's a zombie and he's quite stoic when it comes to taking pain. He doesn't seem to wince away from it whatsoever. So endurance would obviously have to go to him in that instance. Stamina for the same thing. He just doesn't get tired because of what he is. Durability, he's capable of total body reconstruction. So his heart, his arms, his fingers, his limbs, etc. As long as there's not like extreme damage to his body, like decapitation or something of that nature, he'll just keep coming back. And speed. I made a distinction in my YouTube short between speed and combat speed because they're two very different things. An example would be if I were to ask you who's faster, Usain Bolt or Bruce Lee. You'd say one's faster when it comes to moving from point A to B, and one's faster when it comes to fighting. Right? So those are two very different categories. So speed, obviously I have to give it to Jason due to the fact that he can teleport, right? Both in the comics and it's canon at this point that he can teleport. Now, the stats I gave Liu Kang are where it can be a little bit more debatable because some people would think Jason would have battle IQ or experience, but I disagree. And I'm going to break down exactly why I gave Liu Kang the stats that I gave him and exactly how I see this match playing out. Alright, now this one's pretty straightforward as far as combat. Liu Kang was orphaned at a very young age, and then he was adopted by the Shaolin monks, and he was trained rigorously because they had seen his potential. That on top of the fact of he ended up entering the tournament after defeating all the challengers within the Shaolin monk temple. These are people that train every single day. They wake up, train, go to sleep, and repeat. That's all they do. And for Liu Kang to come out on top of that very competitive environment to compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament just goes to show how competent he is when it comes to combat. That and even just his feats. Right? So defeating Goro, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, right? In order to defend Earthrealm. Goes to show just how much of a competent fighter he is. So this was pretty self-explanatory. That and the fact that Jason doesn't exhibit any combat skills whatsoever within the canon. He doesn't. I mean, he relies on his brute force strength in order to get his wins over people against normal people. And even then, sometimes he struggles to catch up to him and do what he wants to do. But hell, we even saw in Jason versus Freddy, right? He was getting completely outclassed when it came to combat against Freddy Krueger. If Freddy Krueger can do that to Jason, what do you think Liu Kang is going to do? This is an easy point for Liu Kang. Nobody can really argue with this point. Alright, experience. Now, Jason in Freddy vs. Jason is roughly 57 years old. That being said, I'm going to take quality of experience over quantity of experience. Now, yeah, Jason is older, but who has been through more? You know, I mean, Liu Kang's been training ever since he was an adolescent, like I said previously, when it came to combat. He's fought tougher opponents. He's fought a variety of different fighters, ranging from Baraka, Raiden, Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero. He's fought a variety of people, giving him more experience and different forms of experience that he can draw from within a fight with Jason. But Jason doesn't quite have that same quality of experience. Yeah, he had a lot of time he spent hunting, which in itself is impressive for like a normal person, but I wouldn't take, because most of the time he was alone in Camp Crystal Lake, I wouldn't take his experience killing regular people and hunting, I wouldn't take that at the same regard as everything that Liu Kang has went through, his training and the adversaries he's gone up against. So I would take quality of experience over Jason's quantity of experience any day. So I'm going to have to give the experience stat to Liu Kang for that particular reason. Alright, so IQ. This one's pretty straightforward. Some of the feats I can give Liu Kang, I really have mainly one, was when he actually managed to outsmart Shang Tsung And Shang Tsung, assuming that's always 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And for Liu Kang to outsmart him and eventually get the win over him was quite impressive in my opinion. Not to mention the fact that Jason is fucking stupid.
Cause you crazy!
Critical damage.
I'm gonna put it plainly, alright, or mentally impaired, however you want to slice it. Yeah, I mean, a complete stranger wore his mother's sweater, and he believed that was his mom. Like, bro, when it comes to IQ, alright, Jason is not that dude. Whether it's IQ, battle IQ, you name it, alright? He's a juggernaut, he's extremely strong and durable, and those are his main assets, so he has to lean into his strengths, but when it comes to IQ, Liu Kang easily takes the stat. Let's stop kidding ourselves here. Alright, combat speed, I'm going to gloss over this real quick. We saw in Freddy vs. Jason was struggling to land against Freddy, right? That being said, if he was struggling to land against Freddy because Freddy was exponentially faster than Jason was, and Jason had to lean into his strength and durability, that's going to be amplified if he were to have a hypothetical fight with Liu Kang, who's going to be even faster than Freddy Krueger ever was. So combat speed easily goes to Liu Kang. Alright, now battle IQ. This one's kind of straightforward. I already kind of touched on IQ in a previous point, but keep in mind, Liu Kang generally just has a higher IQ than Jason, so that would extend to battle IQ. Not to mention that Liu Kang is a high-level martial artist, and he'd be able to set intelligent traps for Jason to fall into. Now, this is something a lot of different martial artists of different backgrounds do, whether we're talking about grappling or striking. So, some of the highest level kickboxers like Beira, Adesanya, you name it, right? Rotang, they set traps with their striking. Same goes for different grapplers, right? They can do one thing, knowing you're likely to do another, and then they'll set a trap for you, you know? So, the reason I bring that up is because I believe Liu Kang is going to do the same thing. He's going to set a trap for Jason within his fighting style, within his martial arts. That's going to lead to him being able to strike on Jason more and land something critical that's going to end the fight. That and the fact that Jason is a very straightforward kind of fighter. He's a brute. He doesn't set traps like somebody like Michael Myers, right? Now, if we're talking about the other version of Jason that we saw live action, yeah, that one was pretty intelligent, but the Jason that we had in the 80s and up until this point, he doesn't really set traps like that. He doesn't really plan before doing something. He's not very intelligent, as we touched up on before. Alright, so battle IQ, pretty straightforward. Goes to Liu Kang being a higher level martial artist and generally having a higher level of IQ. Alright, now I think an easy way to put this debate to bed on who has more attack potency would be simply looking at all of Liu Kang's brutalities. We see him do vicious things when it comes to his Dragon Fire in Mortal Kombat 1, 10, and 9, along with his fatalities. So we see a fatality in Mortal Kombat 9 where he turns into a full-on dragon and he consumes his opponent, along with his fatality in Mortal Kombat 1 where two dragons on either side hold up his opponent, and then he comes up from the top and splatters their skull and all of their vital organs onto the pavement. Things like that sets a pretty clear understanding of who attack potency would go to. Now, people bring up, oh yeah, well, Jason punches holes through people. You know who else has done that, my G? Liu Kang. Not only that, but then Liu Kang does that to opponents that are actually on his level and greater when it comes to durability. We see Jason do this to regular civilians, okay? Regular human beings that aren't even trained, let alone people like Shao Kahn, who he punched a hole through. Okay, so when we factor in things like that, we also have to factor in who are the victims of their attack potency, who's on the other end of their strikes. With Jason, it's regular people that are trying to have a good time at Camp Crystal Lake, and with Liu Kang, it's high-level combatants with extreme levels of durability and magic on their side, right? So I think we need to draw a line in the sand and determine that it's a false equivalency is what I'm trying to say. Those feats are not the same. And hell, I'll even be generous. Let's say they were the same. Evidently, Liu Kang can do that too, the same way Jason can. Not to mention that Liu Kang can also have the same level of attack potency in his legs, right? Which is a weapon in his arsenal that Jason simply does not have. We factor in his Dragon Fire abilities as well, his ability to shapeshift. It's a wrap. Attack potency clearly goes to my guy Liu Kang. Alright, now in regarding to feats, there's not really a whole lot of feats that Jason really has that are very impressive outside of beating Freddy. And he didn't really beat him. I mean, Freddy still lived in the end of the movie. Most of Jason's feats are done on normal human beings. Civilians, people that don't fight, people that are literally just going to Camp Crystal Lake to have a good time. While people like Liu Kang has defeated people like Shao Kahn, Goro, Shang Tsung twice, and Shang Tsung with Chronicles Crown. These are feats that I'm not sure Jason can accomplish, but he's never really been tested within the canon, which is the movies. You know, everything he's done was on civilians, like I said previously. It would be different if he was at least going up against. I mean, hell, he went up against what was it? I got you here, boys. What do you call people that like telepaths, right? Yeah, and did he get bodied by a telepath? So yeah, so I mean, if he's getting bitched by telepaths, I don't think there's anything he can really do against Liu Kang, in my opinion. I know that styles make fights, but he doesn't really have any impressive feats going up against actual competition. So feats is pretty straightforward. I'm gonna have to give that to Liu Kang. All right, now regarding agility, that one's kind of a straightforward stat. I don't feel the need to really explain anything. I'm just gonna show you two opposing clips, and you tell me who has more agility.
Looking sick.
Round 1. Fight. Critical damage.
And pick your moment.
This one kind of speaks for itself. Agility clearly goes to Liu Kang. All right, now when it comes to abilities, this was a stat I actually gave to both gentlemen. I gave 1 point to Liu Kang, and I gave 1 point to Jason. Mainly because when you look at both of their abilities, they're quite impressive, and it would be, in my opinion, disingenuous to pick one over the other. When it comes to Jason, he has teleportation, he has an insane healing factor, and he has supreme in strength. And when it comes to Liu Kang, he has teleportation in his own way, he has supreme in strength, he's a pyromancer, he has flight, and he also has the ability to shapeshift. Now, some people would take Liu Kang because he has more quantity, and some could argue quality of abilities, but they're both really powerful abilities when you factor in a death battle, right? So me personally, I wasn't able to choose, so I gave both stats to both men, to be fair. Alright, so this is how I see the fight playing out. Jason and Liu Kang end up fighting, and what Liu Kang's going to do in the early onset of the fight is just pick up on patterns. See his speed, see his strength, see his abilities. After Liu Kang picks up on the patterns, the fight ends. Simple as. If you guys need any proof, well, look at the following fatalities. Look at the following clips as I overlay it as I'm speaking to you. Do you think Jason's going to get up from these things?
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
Oh, he can't do that to Jay. Jason's too strong. Bro, he's done this type of stuff to people way stronger and far more capable, bro. The type of things Liu Kang will do to this man.
I would do things that would shame the devil. My fury is a thing to behold.
It will make the devil turn his head in shame. So let's not do that, bro. All right. Jason is free to Liu Kang, even base Liu Kang. I want to be clear. Well, that's how I see the fight playing out. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a like and subscribe to join the tribe. Y'all have a good one, and I'm out, boys. Peace.
Oh! Yeah!
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
What's that?
Esto es como,
Oh! Somebody! Oh!